If I ever suffer from amnesia, I hope I take it as well as Tom Conway. Completely losing his memory causes him mild bemusement. But that was a specialty of both Conway and his brother, George Sanders. Both excelled at playing guys who were not only unflappable in catastrophic circumstances, they seemed to slyly relish everyone else's discomfort. It's extraordinary to consider the lives of Hollywood fixtures like Tom Conway and his brother. They were born in St. Petersburg, Russia, to a wealthy family that lost everything in the Bolshevik Revolution. The family fled to England, and eventually George Sanders was convinced that his voice could be his entree to an acting career. After playing the Saint and then the Falcon in B movies for RKO, Sanders wanted more challenging roles. So he suggested that he be killed off and his avenging brother take his place, which became the plot of 1942's The Falcon's Brother, the first of 10 Falcons starring Tom Conway, and the only one in which both brothers appeared. From then on, George Sanders was the A-list brother, while his older sibling worked steadily without ever climbing out of the B trenches. Sadly, after 2 decades in show business, Tom Conway died destitute in 1967. His brother committed suicide 5 years later. A sad end also awaited Jean Brooks, who played Barbara Borden. She broke into the business as Jean Kelly, but by the time she signed a contract with RKO in 1941, she'd married writer Richard Brooks and was using his name professionally. She appeared in 5 of the 10 Falcon movies and was memorable in several Val Lewton horror pictures. By the time she made 2 O'Clock Courage, Brooks was struggling with a serious drinking problem and had a rep as RKO's house neurotic. She quit the movie business in 1948. In the 50s, she moved to San Francisco, remarried, and sold classified ads for the San Francisco Examiner. Don't think I was going to wind things up without talking about the writers. Screenwriters Robert Kent and Gordon Kahn individually wrote dozens of scripts for B films, which Kent would continue to do well into the 60s. Kahn's career was unfortunately cut short by the blacklist in 1949. But it's Gillette Burgess, author of the novel 2 O'Clock Courage, that I want to acknowledge. He was an engineer turned writer who enjoyed a fabulously varied career that spanned the globe. He's remembered today, however, if he is, for 2 bits of cultural ephemera. In 1907, he coined the term blurb to describe a short testimonial on a published work. And in a 1895 issue of his satirical literary magazine, The Lark, Burgess wrote arguably the most famous nonsense poem of all time. I've never seen a purple cow. I never hope to see one, but I can tell you anyhow, I'd rather see than be one. Now, this bit of doggerel became so famous that 2 years later, Burgess was inspired to write a follow-up. Ah, yes, I wrote the purple cow. I'm sorry now I wrote it, but I can tell you anyhow, I'll kill you if you quote it. Next week, Dane Clark is a sensitive artist who becomes a prize fighter to pursue the woman of his dreams. Between them, fight promoter Zachary Scott. It's Whiplash from 1948. Now, I will close with this, in honor of Gillette Burgess. Each week we crave our dose of noir. Come the weekend, we are coiled. Good thing this alley has a bar to keep its host well-oiled.